yet the market does what it did right here on this particular move. Of course, it's very prudent for you to always ensure that do not let your winners turn to losers. This trade pretty much went into deep profit, and then had a retest of the low, broke below the low of the day. I want you to see this right there, pretty much what we call the stop hand, inducing shorts, taking out weak holders, the guys that were long and were pretty much not very convinced that the euro was going to go higher. So we shake them off, or rather the market makers shake them off by simply, you see, they were buying, but they were simply weak holders because they really put their stop losses in predetermined levels. All right, now this is very important to understand the trading mindset with respect to what you trade as a trading strategy. Now, of course, I had my stop loss tucked in way higher, because I ended up just more or less like a scratch trade. Pretty annoying. However, I don't really care, because I have fundamental rules that guide my trading. All right, and the whole idea is this: never let a winner turn to a loser, and always have a stop loss tucked in just to prevent calamity. All right, awesome. So as soon as I got stopped out, obviously I was looking at my order flow, and then we were long, boom, and then we had the breakout here for a nice rise, and we went even higher to levels that probably I wouldn't have precedented. But I want to take you guys back to this particular level, of course, which I shaded as blue, which is going to form the focus of this particular lesson, or this particular video recording that I'm doing. And this, if you remember, guys, we talked about this level being the naked point of control, the level in which we had absolutely, or enormous, or not enormous, but absolutely high volume, and therefore creating what we call an HVN, a high volume node, which equivalently becomes what we call a naked point of control, because volume never retests it immediately as soon as the volume breaks through that particular level. All right, now this rallies higher, we get the break above this, and this is the reason why attacking my stop losses is that particular level. Right, beautiful. Now back to the footprint. Now it's very important for us to look at what we call the structure of the market. This is exactly what I am talking about here. The market is overextended, the market comes back, trades above VWAP, and is moving back within the structure. This is going to form the basis behind my take profit targets going into rollover, etc. Okay, now back to the footprint. This is obviously something that many people are scared about. This is obviously the 15-minute footprint. The move began here, and you can see sustained buying. You can see the deltas, it's all green, and the market rallies higher past VWAP. All right, past VWAP. This is lovely. This is lovely for the eye. Of course, if you're long, if you're short, it's not a good. It's not something good for you to see. All right, so I want to take you back to the relatively higher time frame. Okay, and we are talking about this particular candle. Okay, this particular, sorry, not candle, but this particular time frame, whereby we're talking about delta, talking about price action, we're talking about volume. Okay, we're talking about VSA. Now this is where we throw in our volume spread analysis, just to give us a hindsight of where we could be headed. Price is trading above VWAP. Very positive. Good news for us. Successive swings to the downside are met by trapping volume, of course, getting sellers getting trapped, market rallying higher. You can see the market is trying to push lower as we speak, but we cannot really analyze intra-bar because it is not one of the best trading order flow trading strategies that is out there. Intrabar analysis is something that I have spoken about, and the main reason why we cannot analyze volume or order flow intrabar is simply because the data will keep on changing. So you can imagine this particular VPOC at this moment in time was green, now it turned red. You see momentum is shifting to the downside, and then you will see something else. You can look at the VPOC, turns green. All right. So market generated information or data comes in real time, and it is very important for us to understand that you cannot really wrap your brain around intrabar analysis. It is often very misleading. All right. Speaking from experience, of course, and I want to say, always try to focus more on the multi-bar analysis. If you have the keen eye for detail, and try to focus on the the multi-bar and the end of bar analysis if you want to really profit intraday as far as order flow trading is concerned. Check this out. We just had an unfinished auction right here, and you can see all effort by people trying to short the EUR USD is being met by unfinished liquidity provision process, which of course we all understand has a lot to do with the unfinished auctions and the unfinished businesses. So this is always very important for you to always understand order flow principles, order flow concepts. Very important. Look at momentum, look at where price is relative to the VWAP. The VWAP, obviously we're saying, is the volume weighted average price. Awesome. This video could drag and become very, very lengthy, but we're saying there's absolutely nowhere that the sellers will drive price south. Of course, they absolutely have strength. They have the effort, but they do not have the strength. Two different things. There is effort without strength, which ultimately Wyckoff talks about this as a sign of weakness. When you have effort without result, is a sign of weakness. Volume spread analysis, basic concepts. It is these concepts that we wrap our brains around, and then we bring them into the footprint chart, and you can see effort to go down that is not getting rewarded, and you can see as soon as the bears are done, they have absolutely no power. They even have unfinished auctions because they're getting challenged by the 31% lots that are long. Therefore, the auction is not complete. Something else we call the market auction process, blah 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 blah. I cannot talk about all this in this one separate video, but I would want to focus more on Wyckoff concepts. It is volume spread analysis that forms the basic understanding behind how we day trade. And you can see, guys, the move is getting reinstated. Of course, we have short sellers getting induced, but the move is always to the upside. The sellers are weak, the buyers are stronger. The buyers may be fewer, but the move is going to be reestablished as soon as the sellers are shaken off. All right. So, two different things. Understand volume principles by Wyckoff. Then wrap your brain around the VSA concepts. These are forms of basic volume principles by Wyckoff, form the basis understanding behind how we build upon the order flow principles or the order flow concepts. I have to call them concepts because they are concepts built upon volume. All right, because when you talk about bid and ask, you're talking about volume. Bid, ask, volume. Okay, so I don't want to confuse many of you guys, but you can see this particular bar, of course, is a climax high indicating the start of an uptrend. Many of us guys do not understand that climax high bars could indicate the start of an uptrend or the end of an uptrend. Well, this is very important. We had a climax high right here as we speak, this moment in time, and this is the reason why we do not fret. You can see this nice little tiny bar had absolutely high volume and it climaxed. Take a look at what's happening to price. We're edging higher. I will leave it at that. I want you to take this video very, very seriously. Analyze your understanding about volume. If you're a volumes trader, please feel free to contact me via the descriptions tab below. I'll be very happy to respond to your queries, and I'll be very, very happy to answer your questions. Okay, so this is pretty much done and dusted, but I'll be looking for my exit, pretty much moving my stops maybe to the next particular levels that I'll be looking at, of course. Probably I will need to refer to the structure of the particular pair. If we get past deviation, standard deviation number 2, then we may equally say that we can adjust our stops, but interim resistance is seated right here, so it's very prudent for us to not be greedy, be very happy with what we have, and then just cash out when we can. All right, so I'll keep this video straight up, 20 minutes on the dot, 18 minutes, 20 minutes on the dot, and then I'll speak to you guys very, very soon. I will respond to your queries in more or in subsequent videos, but I look forward to your feedback. Anybody who has particular specific questions that they may want to ask, obviously we're saying contact me via email address or via Telegram, or just simply holler at me using my contact details on my course structure that I shared on my Telegram group. All right, so I will be speaking to you guys very, very soon in subsequent videos. You can see absorption taking place as we speak right now. Absorption. You can see the sellers are coming back. Look at the delta. Okay, and it's all to do with effort needs to be rewarded. So if these sellers getting trapped, it's only a recipe for disaster for them, because they're only getting trapped and getting induced because they're shorting at intraday highs. Rather, what we can talk about as session highs, because right now as we speak London just closed. So I leave you to pretty much guess what could happen, but it's pretty much clear. The move up comes right back down to finish the auction, and then we pretty much have our game done and dusted. Of course, auctions getting completed right back, and then we push higher. All right, so unfinished auctions as well as here, as you can see, came back right down and then got completed right here. We have an unfinished auction right here. Of course, we're seeing sellers trying to push their way. As you can see, the value is for very, very low for still lots trading at that particular level, and then we can see the price trying to come back to complete that particular auction. This is dealer stuff. They enable, and as well we can speak about moves higher going into late New York. All right, so stay tuned, follow the USD. This is happening today. This is the 6th day of February 2018, and as you can see, most of my students are getting feedback to me, and they're pretty much doing their stuff and they're doing their thing. All right, I'm happy for them, and I will look forward to the next video. Of course, this has been a little bit lengthy, but I will break it down to 10 minutes each, and I will speak to you guys very, very soon. Cheers, have a good day, and stay safe. Bye bye.